Procrastination often stems from deeper psychological reasons, and understanding these underlying causes is crucial in overcoming it. One of the most common reasons people procrastinate is fear. Fear of failure, fear of imperfection, or even fear of success. When a task seems too challenging, individuals may avoid starting it altogether because they worry about not meeting expectations, either their own or those of others. This fear can create a cycle of avoidance, leading to increased stress and pressure as deadlines approach, making the task seem even more daunting. Another reason for procrastination is a lack of motivation or interest. When a task does not feel meaningful or engaging, it becomes difficult to find the drive to complete it. People naturally gravitate towards activities that provide instant gratification, such as watching TV, scrolling through social media, or engaging in hobbies, rather than focusing on something that feels tedious or overwhelming. This tendency is further fueled by the brain's preference for short-term rewards over long-term benefits, making it easy to postpone important but less immediately satisfying tasks. Perfectionism is another major contributor to procrastination. Many people delay starting tasks because they feel they must complete them flawlessly. The pressure to produce perfect work can be paralyzing, leading to excessive planning, over-researching, or an inability to begin at all. This results in a cycle where nothing gets done because the individual fears that their efforts won't meet high personal standards. The irony is that waiting for the perfect time or conditions often leads to rushed, last-minute work that is far from perfect. Lack of proper time management is also a key factor. When individuals fail to organize their tasks effectively, they may feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of responsibilities they need to handle. Without a clear plan, it becomes easier to put things off in favor of easier, less urgent activities. Poor planning can make even simple tasks seem insurmountable, leading to chronic procrastination and missed deadlines. In some cases, procrastination is linked to deeper emotional and psychological factors such as anxiety, low self-esteem, or a lack of self-confidence. People who doubt their abilities may subconsciously delay tasks to avoid potential failure or criticism. Others may struggle with decision-making, fearing that they will make the wrong choice, which leads to delays in taking action. Breaking tasks into smaller steps is one of the most effective ways to overcome procrastination because it helps reduce feelings of being overwhelmed and makes it easier to start. When a task appears too large or complex, the brain perceives it as intimidating, triggering avoidance behavior. This is why people often delay starting important projects, assignments, or personal goals. They feel unsure of where to begin or worry about the effort required to complete the entire task. By breaking it down into smaller, more manageable steps, the task no longer seems impossible, and each completed step provides a sense of accomplishment that encourages further progress. One way to do this is by using the concept of micro-tasks, which involves dividing a project into tiny, actionable steps that require minimal effort to start. For example, instead of thinking about writing an entire report, a person can start with the first steps, such as brainstorming ideas or outlining the main points. Once the outline is complete, the next step could be writing a single paragraph or researching one section at a time. By focusing only on one step at a time, the brain does not feel as much resistance, making it easier to begin. Each small action builds momentum, and before long, the person finds themselves making significant progress. Another benefit of breaking tasks into smaller steps is that it helps with time management. Many people procrastinate because they believe they need a large, uninterrupted block of time to complete something. However, when tasks are broken down, they can be worked on in short, focused intervals, making it easier to fit them into a busy schedule. For instance, a student preparing for an exam may feel overwhelmed by the thought of studying an entire textbook, but if they break it down into chapters or topics and commit to reviewing just one section per study session, the workload becomes much more manageable. Psychologically, each small step completed provides a dopamine boost, which reinforces positive behavior and makes the task feel more rewarding. When people see visible progress, they feel more motivated to continue, On the other hand, when tasks are left vague or undefined, they seem endless, leading to a lack of motivation and increased avoidance. That is why structuring work into clear, specific, and achievable steps makes a significant difference in productivity. Additionally, breaking tasks down allows for flexibility. If one step seems too difficult, a person can focus on another smaller task that contributes to the overall goal, keeping productivity going. This approach prevents people from feeling stuck or frustrated, which often leads to giving up entirely. It also reduces the pressure of perfectionism because rather than aiming to complete everything at once, individuals can focus on improving small sections progressively. The 5-minute rule is a simple yet powerful technique for overcoming procrastination by tricking the brain into starting a task without feeling overwhelmed. The basic idea is to commit to working on something for just 5 minutes, with no obligation to continue beyond that time. This works because the hardest part of any task is often just getting started. Once a person begins, they usually find it easier to keep going as the initial resistance fades and momentum takes over. One of the reasons this method is effective is because it removes the pressure of completing an entire task. When faced with a big project, people often feel paralyzed by the amount of effort required and keep postponing it. However, when the goal is simply to work for 5 minutes, the commitment feels so small that it doesn't trigger the usual avoidance response. So the brain perceives it as an easy and manageable effort, reducing the stress and anxiety that often come with starting something new or difficult. This approach also leverages the Zeigarnik effect, a psychological principle that suggests people remember and feel the need to complete unfinished tasks. Once an activity is started, the brain creates a mental open loop, making it harder to walk away without completing more. Many people find that after 5 minutes, they naturally continue working because stopping feels more difficult than continuing. What initially seemed like an impossible task becomes much easier simply because they got past the initial barrier. The 5-minute rule is particularly useful for tasks that require deep focus, such as writing, studying, or problem solving. Often, people assume they need to be in the right mood or have a long stretch of free time before they can begin, which leads to chronic delays. However, by telling themselves they only need to start for 5 minutes, they bypass the excuse of waiting for the perfect moment. In reality, once they begin, they usually find that they don't need to be in the perfect mood. Action itself creates motivation. Another key benefit is that it helps build discipline and consistency. Procrastination often stems from a lack of habit formation, where people wait until urgency forces them to act. By using the 5-minute rule consistently, they train their minds to take immediate action rather than avoid tasks. Over time, this strengthens self-discipline, making it easier to start things without resistance. It also reduces the stress and guilt that come with procrastination, as even a small amount of progress is better than none at all. Additionally, the rule can be adapted for different situations. Some people might extend it to 10 or 15 minutes, depending on their needs, while others may use it for multiple tasks throughout the day. The key is that it provides a low-pressure entry point that eliminates the fear of starting. Once a person experiences the power of this method, they begin to see that their procrastination is often based on false assumptions. That a task will be too difficult, take too long, or be too exhausting. By repeatedly proving to themselves that starting is easier than expected, they rewire their mindset and develop a more proactive approach to tasks. Eliminating distractions is a crucial step in overcoming procrastination because distractions are one of the primary reasons people struggle to stay focused on important tasks. In today's digital world, distractions are everywhere. Smartphones, social media notifications, emails, television, and even background noise can make it incredibly difficult to concentrate. Each time a person gets distracted, their brain has to refocus when they return to the task, leading to wasted time and mental fatigue. By minimizing these distractions, individuals can create an environment that promotes deep work and sustained attention. One of the biggest culprits of distraction is the smartphone. Studies have shown that simply having a phone within reach, even if it is face down and on silent mode, can reduce cognitive capacity because part of the brain remains subconsciously engaged with the possibility of incoming messages or notifications. Many people develop a habit of checking their phones impulsively, even when there is no real need. To combat this, it is helpful to place the phone in another room, turn off notifications, or use apps designed to block distractions during work sessions. Some people even use physical tools like a lockbox or give their phone to a friend or family member to remove the temptation entirely. Social media is another major distraction that fuels procrastination. The endless scrolling of content provides instant gratification, making it easy to lose track of time. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter are designed to capture attention and keep users engaged for as long as possible. This makes it important to set boundaries, such as scheduling specific times for social media use or using browser extensions that block these sites during work hours. Some people find it effective to log out of accounts or delete apps from their phones entirely when they need to focus on an important task. Beyond digital distractions, the physical environment also plays a significant role in maintaining focus. A cluttered workspace can make it harder to concentrate as visual distractions compete for attention. Keeping a clean and organized desk helps signal to the brain that it is time to work. Additionally, background noise, such as conversations or loud music, can be disruptive. Using noise-canceling headphones or listening to instrumental music or white noise can help create an atmosphere conducive to deep concentration. Another strategy to eliminate distractions is setting clear boundaries with others. Many people struggle with focus because they are frequently interrupted by family members, colleagues, or friends. Communicating work hours and expectations to those around them can help minimize unnecessary interruptions. For those who work in shared spaces, using a do not disturb sign or finding a quiet place to work can make a big difference. One often overlooked distraction is multitasking. Many people believe they are being productive by juggling multiple tasks at once, but in reality, this reduces efficiency and increases the likelihood of procrastination. When attention is divided between different activities, the brain has to constantly switch focus, leading to mental exhaustion. It is far more effective to dedicate time to one task at a time, completing it fully before moving on to the next. By making a conscious effort to eliminate distractions, people can significantly improve their ability to focus and reduce the urge to procrastinate. Creating a structured environment, setting boundaries, and using tools to limit interruptions are all essential steps in fostering productivity. When distractions are minimized, tasks feel less overwhelming and it becomes easier to stay engaged and complete work efficiently. Setting clear deadlines and rewards is an essential strategy for overcoming procrastination because it provides structure, motivation, and a sense of accountability. One of the main reasons people put off tasks is that they feel no immediate urgency to complete them. Without a specific deadline, there is no external pressure to take action, which leads to endless delays. Deadlines create a sense of urgency, forcing individuals to prioritize tasks and commit to a specific timeline for completion. When deadlines are well defined, they break down work into manageable timeframes, making tasks feel less overwhelming and more achievable. One common mistake people make is setting vague or unrealistic deadlines. If a deadline is too far in the future, it does not create the necessary pressure to act, leading to last-minute rushes or incomplete work. On the other hand, if a deadline is too short or unrealistic, it can create stress and increase the likelihood of avoidance. The key is to set deadlines that are both challenging and attainable, allowing for steady progress while maintaining motivation. Breaking larger deadlines into smaller milestones can also be helpful, as it provides a step-by-step approach to completing tasks without feeling burdened by the entire workload at once. Self-imposed deadlines can be just as effective as external ones if treated with the same level of seriousness. Many people struggle with procrastination because they only respond to deadlines set by others, such as work assignments, school projects, or external commitments. However, learning to set and respect personal deadlines is a crucial skill for self-discipline and productivity. One effective approach is to write deadlines down and treat them as non-negotiable commitments. Using planners, digital calendars, or productivity apps can help keep track of these deadlines and provide reminders to stay on schedule. Rewards play a critical role in reinforcing positive behavior and maintaining motivation. Completing a task, especially a challenging one, should feel rewarding, as it signals to the brain that effort leads to a positive outcome. Many people procrastinate because they associate work with stress and discomfort, whereas activities like watching TV, playing video games, or browsing social media provide instant gratification. By incorporating rewards into the process, individuals can shift this dynamic and create positive associations with productivity. The type of reward depends on personal preferences and the nature of the task. Some people find small rewards like taking a break, having a favorite snack, or listening to music helpful in keeping them motivated. Others may prefer larger incentives, such as treating themselves to a special outing, a new purchase, or extra leisure time once they complete a significant milestone. The key is to ensure that rewards are given only after completing the designated task, rather than as a way to delay work. This reinforces discipline and strengthens the habit of following through on commitments. Another effective strategy is using accountability systems, such as sharing deadlines with a friend, family member, or mentor, who can provide external motivation and encouragement. Knowing that someone else is expecting progress can increase commitment and make it harder to justify procrastination. Some people even use public accountability, such as announcing their goals on social media or joining productivity groups, where they report progress to others. By setting clear deadlines and incorporating rewards, individuals can create a structured approach to overcoming procrastination. Deadlines provide the necessary push to take action, while rewards help sustain motivation and make the process more enjoyable. When combined, these strategies transform tasks from burdensome obligations into manageable challenges with tangible benefits, making it easier to stay productive and focused. Practicing self-discipline and consistency is essential for overcoming procrastination because it helps build long-term habits that make productivity a natural part of daily life. Many people struggle with procrastination because they rely too much on motivation, which is unreliable and fluctuates based on mood, energy levels, and external circumstances. While motivation can provide short bursts of enthusiasm, it is self-discipline that ensures consistent progress even when motivation is low. By developing self-discipline, individuals train themselves to take action regardless of how they feel in the moment, reducing the tendency to delay important tasks. One of the most effective ways to build self-discipline is by creating structured daily routines. When tasks become part of a routine, they require less mental effort to begin. For example, someone who commits to writing for 30 minutes every morning will eventually do it automatically without debating whether they feel like it. Establishing specific times for work, exercise, studying, or personal projects removes the need to constantly make decisions about when to start, reducing the likelihood of procrastination. The more a person sticks to a schedule, the easier it becomes to follow through, as habits replace the need for willpower. Another important aspect of self-discipline is setting clear priorities. Many people procrastinate because they have too many tasks competing for their attention, making it difficult to decide where to start. Without a clear sense of what is most important, it is easy to become overwhelmed and default to doing nothing or focusing on unimportant tasks. A useful strategy is the Eisenhower matrix, which categorizes tasks into 4 groups: urgent and important. By consistently focusing on important tasks before they become urgent, individuals can prevent last-minute stress and work more efficiently. Consistency is also about overcoming the tendency to wait for the perfect moment to begin. Many procrastinators convince themselves that they need the right mood, energy level, or circumstances before they can start working. However, waiting for ideal conditions often leads to endless delays, as perfect moments rarely arrive. A better approach is the show-up principle. Committing to a task even in small ways every day, for example. If someone wants to develop a reading habit but doesn't feel like reading a full chapter, they can commit to reading just 1 page. Over time, these small actions accumulate into meaningful progress, proving that consistency matters more than intensity. One of the biggest challenges in maintaining self-discipline is dealing with setbacks. It is natural to have days when productivity is lower or when procrastination creeps back in. Many people fall into the trap of all or nothing thinking, believing that one unproductive day means they have failed entirely. However, consistency is about long-term commitment, not perfection. The key is to recognize setbacks as temporary and refocus on getting back on track the next day. Developing self-compassion and understanding that progress is a gradual process can prevent discouragement and help maintain momentum. Self-discipline also involves learning how to push through discomfort. Many tasks that people procrastinate on, such as studying, exercising, or working on long-term projects, require effort and may not provide immediate gratification. To stay consistent, it helps to reframe how these tasks are perceived. Instead of viewing them as obligations, individuals can focus on the benefits they will gain from completing them. For example, instead of dreading a workout, someone can focus on the increased energy and health benefits it will bring. Shifting the mindset from "I have to do this" to "I choose to do this because it benefits me" makes it easier to stay committed. Accountability is another powerful tool for maintaining consistency. When individuals set goals privately, it is easy to let themselves off the hook when they don't follow through. However, sharing commitments with a friend, mentor, or accountability partner increases the likelihood of staying on track. Some people use productivity apps that track daily habits, while others join groups or challenges where they report their progress regularly. The sense of responsibility to someone else creates external motivation and reinforces discipline. By consistently practicing self-discipline, individuals build a strong foundation for long-term productivity. Each time they overcome the urge to procrastinate and take action instead, they strengthen their ability to resist distractions and make progress toward their goals. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes second nature, and the cycle of procrastination is replaced with a mindset of steady, intentional effort. Overcoming procrastination is not about perfection, but about progress. It requires self-awareness, intentional strategies, and a commitment to taking small steps every day. By understanding the root causes of procrastination, breaking tasks into manageable parts, using techniques like the 5-minute rule, eliminating distractions, setting clear deadlines and rewards, and practicing self-discipline and consistency, anyone can develop habits that lead to greater productivity and success. The key is to start, no matter how small the effort may seem, because every action taken is a step closer to achieving goals. With patience and persistence, procrastination can be replaced with a proactive mindset, allowing individuals to take control of their time and accomplish more than they ever thought possible.